Today I'm going to show you the easiest way to get a good night's sleep in the bush, so stay tuned guys, you're not going to want to miss this. I found the best way to get a good night's sleep is to have a proper sleep system. Today we're going to talk about the Summit 0 Degree Sleeping Bag by Outdoor Vitals. I've had this thing for the past 6 months. And I'm going to tell you what, it has changed everything for me, guys. Getting a good night's sleep out in the bush is everything. I don't care if you're in a survival situation, camping, prepping, whatever, bushcrafting. This thing is versatile for everybody. The reason I went with a 0 degree bag, here in Ohio, we get cold nights even in the summer, but once, it gets real hot. We're in July right now, and I'm still using this thing. It hasn't been too warm. I just pretty much unzip it and, kind of regulate the temperature that way. But the reason I bought this is I had the 3-piece military system. The black bag I went out and it never returned. Ended up at a country fest and I'm sure it got lost in the drunken fest. But this seemed to replace all of that. Weight-wise, I was looking for a way to lighten up my pack, and I think the easiest way was my sleep system. The military sleep system weighs quite a bit. I don't know the exact number, maybe I'll put that down in the description. This thing weighs right around that 3-pound range. And so far, like I said, I've been using this in cold weather, almost 0 degree, in combination with the military Gore-Tex bivy. And I've also been using this in warm weather. So far, I think my warmest night was in the 70s, and it wasn't too hot. We're in July now. Last night was down to 58 degrees. It was nice. We got a little cool down so far. But this thing's been awesome so far. So let's go over some specs on it. We'll open it up, bring this thing to life. It does come with its own cinch sack. Real nice, and it does shrink down quite a bit more, guys. Quite a bit more. If you were wondering about the dimensions when it's opened up, this thing's 75 by 33 wide. And it tapers down, of course, being a mummy system. Went with the black, thinking for stealth camping, and this is the regular size. It's been stuffed a little bit, and best way to store a down is to have it hanging. This thing will come back to life on us, and I'll give you some more specs on it. Bella's getting bored already. You can see this thing's puffing up already. I am definitely part of the OV tribe. I am getting hooked on their products. I have the Rhyolite 60-liter backpack. That was another way I lightened up my pack. Isn't that hawk? That's cool. And also with my sleeping system. And I think getting a good night's sleep is very, very important. I mean, if you can't do your camp chores, you're not going to be able to sustain yourself out in the wild. I also feel if you're going to spend the money, buy once, cry once, as they say, sleep system is probably where you'd want to do it. Like I said, this is the 0 degree Summit bag. They have it in 20, 30, I think even 15. I'll leave a link below to their site. I paid $239 for this, and I do wish I would have spent the extra 10 bucks and got the long one. I'm not a very tall guy. I'm about 5'8", 5'7", somewhere in that range. And I have plenty of room. They're nice and wide in the shoulders. I do have a bigger upper body. It's nice and wide in the shoulders, but I'd like to have had a little more room to stuff some of my gear, maybe down at the bottom of it. But it is a great sleeping bag. I can't say anything bad about it other than the risk of, wetting out. I wanted to go with something natural, and I thought the warmest thing is going to be a down. This is an 800 plus storm loft that they've designed in a grid system so you don't get the hot and cold spots. But for that $239 range, if you would look at other sleeping bags that equal up to this, you're going to pay anywhere from $300 to $600 for something like this. They're a direct consumer retailer, so they're trying to save you money by not having a middleman, which is great. And like I say, combining this with the bivvy, I mean, you got a complete shelter system right there with that Gore-Tex bivvy. You really don't even need a tarp. You hunker down in that in the rain. Won't be the most comfortable thing in the world, but it would work. And they also sell a bivvy on their site. Thing compresses down to 8 by 11, and it is 3 pounds, right in that range. And this is the regular size, which fits up to a 6-foot person. It's made of a 20 denier ripstop poly, coated with a Vital Dry DWR, so it does resist water, but it's not completely rainproof. It beads water off and rolls it off very well. It does have YKK zippers, which is awesome. You know that for sure. Everybody wants a YKK zipper. You want it to last a long time. And there is a baffle on this thing to keep you from, give you a little extra pellet. Get off my gear, go on. Keep you from getting the wind in there. It does have a little Velcro spot on it. 2 drawstrings, one up close by your face and one by your shoulders. And what I found in hot weather so far, I just open it up and kind of lay in there, or kind of use it like a blanket, kind of regulate my temperature that way. But I'll tell you what, no mosquitoes are biting through it for sure. I always end up packing heavy, but this was one way to lighten it up compared to that Green Army issue one. That thing I think weighs right around that 12 pounds, and you know, you're dropping 9 pounds right off the bat, almost 10 pounds. Like I say, in the summer I've just been kind of getting in it. If I get a little warm, just kind of open it back up, kick back a little, no problem. But this will fit inside the U.S. military bivvy, or like I said, they have one on their site that will actually match right up with it. They also have these Summit Zeros in a hammock style bag if you're not a ground dweller. I kind of switch between both. But I went with the black also, a little stealthier. They have a really nice bright green color. But you can see this thing fits nice. Double drawstring system. I think I've told you about that, where one up by your head, you can completely, you know, mummy up in this, which is real nice. The only thing I found, I guess the con you could say, is when you're zipping this back down, you want to keep it tight so you don't snag. It feels like it's going to rip sometimes when it's snagged, but I'm telling you, this 20 denier ripstop is very tough. It feels fragile, but it is very, very tough. Also went with the black too, maybe be able to pick up a little extra heat if you're out in the winter time. I'm gonna have to get you a drink, girl. You ain't rubbing in coyote poop. Alright, back to the review, guys. And this sleeping bag will fit in a hammock. I've had it in a hammock before. You don't have to buy an underquilt or anything like that. It will work. Sure, you're going to mash down a little bit, but it does seem to work. So if you're looking to lighten your load and you're wanting to spend some money and it's time to buy that Cadillac of a sleeping bag, this is the Cadillac of sleeping bags, in my humble opinion. You can go spend, you know, $350, $600 to go with another name brand, but like I say, you know, I don't think you can get much better than this. And why not pay a better price? $239 is a lot of money to us working men, blue collar common men, but I've said it before, I'll say it again, buy once, cry once, and this is something that's going to make a huge difference out in the bush when you're sleeping, even if you're having fun with your family, camping, you know, whatever. I've had this on fishing trips, I've had this in the snow. It is a great sleeping bag. Another nice thing about this sleeping bag for storage, comes with something, and I've just been hanging it up in my closet. 2 loops on the foot end of it. Like I said, I've been hanging it up in my closet. That way you're not ruining the down. That's the best way to store these. Once again, guys, if you're looking to spend some money and get a good sleeping bag and it's just time to get out of that piece of crap one, definitely go check out Outdoor Vitals. I highly recommend it. For the $239, I think I'd spend the extra 10 bucks to $249 and go ahead and get the long one just so you have the extra room. And like I say, I'm not a real tall guy. I'm about 5'8". This one fits up to a 6-foot person. The long one is even wider in the shoulders, and I'm fairly wide in the shoulders, and I got plenty of room in here. I'm a side sleeper too, so far I haven't got that claustrophobic feeling out of this sleeping bag. Definitely go check out Outdoor Vitals. I'm Nick with Whitetail Bushcraft. Thank you so much for always being out there, guys. Please check out my Patreon if you want to help out the channel a little bit. Catch you on the next video.